What the OECD does is we get countries together, and one of the things we produce are what we call soft law. In this context, we should consider the recommendation of the OECD Council for Responsible Innovation in Neurotechnology. It was passed at the end of 2019, and it really represents the first international instrument in this field. This event is part of a series of workshops and events that set out to support adherents to implement the recommendation.
I've seen many institutions that, they say all the right things, but when you go visit and you see, the behavior of people and how they talk and how they think and the composition of the teams, they don't live those values. Because it's not about talking, it's about doing. It's what do you actually do is the reason that people trust you.
And I think one of the things I do think is involving everyone from the outset, patients, consumers, so what we do is we involve them right at the beginning of the trial planning. So we conduct a voice of the patient's session where we use the protocol synopsis, including the time and the event schedule, the type of data, work that out with people who will be participating and really take their view into consideration.
I have never found a case where everyone has agreed on what the right decision is. But what has always helped has been when we've explained the frameworks and the decision processes that we're using to come to a conclusion.
We gathered ethicists, neuroscientists, those from these business-oriented communities in the same room, and noticed that much of the terminology that each group was using, the way that they used it was very different. So it took quite a bit of time for just trust building, context setting.
The question is, what do you do with the data? And as for us, the question was not which data or how to get access to the right data, was how can we solve a clinical issue?
And so a real emphasis is placed on user needs and understanding that first and foremost is setting the requirements. And so we really understand what the aims are captured in the software, and that's open for deliberation. Part of what I like about having the open mind is that the code is shared, and so it can actually be deliberated outside of just one team.
So flagging, sort of like key areas around this is the respect for mental privacy and individual autonomy, and our fundamental belief that of the necessity to protect the integrity of individuals' thoughts, emotions, memories, actions, and experiences. The dimension of equal opportunity for everyone, whether they choose to use neurotech or not.
The Neurotech recommendation seeks to provide governments and innovators with guidance at each step of the innovation process to help steer the responsible development of these technologies.